What's going on, guys? DStyleBoxing here. Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, and if you're watching on archive on the comment section, and I'm sorry, and on live, make sure you leave a comment in the chat. All right. When I first saw it, I was half asleep, and I was like, "Whoa, oh shit!" There's no denying that in the clips that we saw, now there's some problematic things there for Conor, by the way, but there's no doubt that from what we did see, because we can only go by what we have so far, is that Paulie Malignaggi got lit up. Okay, he got lit up. Now, was it a knockdown? It would really depend, man. I don't know whether Cortez called it a knockdown or not. I don't know. It wasn't a knockdown like where he got punched and it's a flash knockdown, or it wasn't like a very clean knockdown. I think Paulie was off balance. He was definitely off balance. But you could call it a knockdown, but what I do know is this, all right? This is what I do know. And yes, Conor did kind of push him down a little bit with a glove, but anyway, it was nowhere near like what Paulie described. Right, Paulie's description of the events was not a very accurate description, right, of how he, because Paulie's the one that wanted the video of the knockdown released, right? Because first Paulie said, release the whole video, and they said, well, we can't do that, Paulie. I mean, at least release the one from the knockdown. And they did that. They released the one from the knockdown. Paulie Malignaggi, I personally wouldn't call it a knockdown. The more and more I look at it, but if you do, I'm not going to argue with you. I just know it wasn't how Paulie described it. Oh, he got me, he pushed me down, but he was frustrated. Like that just wasn't the case. So Paulie was now. Got to be careful here. So am I going to call Paulie a liar? Well, liars when you give information that you know is not true. A fighter, okay, in the middle of a fight, maybe it felt like a knockdown to him, right? Maybe to him that's what it was. It's like no different to like when Kermit Cintron thought he was hit by a headbutt by Sergio Martinez. Like I think he generally thought it was a headbutt. He genuinely thought that. I think Paulie was exhausted. I think, I think he maybe thought, and that's giving him the benefit of the doubt, that it was shoved. And maybe Paulie doesn't quite remember how the fight really went. I think, is there any doubt in my mind that maybe in his mind he saw openings, in his mind he saw, some flaws in Conor? Probably not, but did he capitalize on it? Does he have the physical attributes to capitalize on that right now? From what I've seen, no. Right now, I do know this. If it was more competitive, because they did only release a couple seconds of video here and there, like it's not a lot. Conor lit him up with a big left hand, and Paulie took the punch, man. Paulie took the punch, but that is in fairness. In fairness, Paulie did flat out admit he lost 11th and 12th. He admitted that. Okay, and that was, I believe, the 12th round. They have a picture of that clip as well. All right. So it's. Now, to me, honestly, it's irrelevant what happened. Like, what happened is absolutely irrelevant. It's not going to change the outcome of the Mayweather fight. It's not. But it's still fun to dive into, Paulie better pray and hope that if they ever do release the footage, that it was far more competitive. That's what Paulie better hope. All right? Like that, I'm telling you right now. All right? But all this, everything that's happening right now, like everybody clowning Paulie at his expense, all this, I'm being flat out brutally honest. I don't feel bad for Paulie. Paulie brought all this, okay, upon himself. He brought it upon himself. Paulie Malignaggi did all this, right? He brought it upon himself. Well, let me just say this flat out. First of all, Paulie, that's what you get. Okay, I know it's gonna sound fucked up, but that's what you get. All right, there's two problems I have with Paulie. Right? Let's kind of go with it here. Right? Problem number one: you're out of shape, dude. I mean, if love handles look soft as shit. Okay, no, it's just in terrible shape. That's the first thing that stuck out, right? That's number one. You're in terrible shape. And for a guy like Paulie, you don't have anything to, there's some fighters that could be out of shape, but like they got great power, so they could rely on that. Paulie never had great power. He's not a big, he doesn't have great punching power. Being in shape is like one of the only things he ever had. Like, you got to be in shape, dude. That's number one. Go look at pictures of Paulie, like when he fought Miguel Cotto, and when he fought like Amir Khan and I know he lost all those fights, but the dude had like a fucking six-pack and practically no body fat. The dude was in great shape. Paulie Malignaggi was always in great shape. He didn't look as good towards the tail end of his career, but he was still in shape. I mean, he looked in terrible shape. In terrible shape, dude. So Paulie Malignaggi shows up, man, and he, for whatever reason, they decided to use Paulie Malignaggi to sell this fight. And that's what they're doing, okay? They're not going to show people when you look good in the sparring. They're not going to do it, okay? I don't know if he did or didn't, but, I don't know. Nobody knows. You can't judge an entire fight off of, like if all you saw was Adrian Broner versus Sean Porter, when Broner knocked down Porter, that's all you saw, then that's not telling you the entire story of the fight. If all you saw was when Nonito Donaire knocked down Rigondeaux, then you would have a skewed version of the fight. If all you saw was when Shane Mosley rocked Mayweather, if all you saw was parts of the third round of the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight when Pacquiao caught him with the left hand, if that's all you saw, then you would come out with a perception that, oh my God, like if all you saw was Kovalev Ward in the round where he knocked down Ward, and that's all you saw, then yeah, you would come off and say, oh man, he whooped his ass, right? So the truth is, we don't know, right? We don't know. We don't know what happened. I'm speculating that Conor got the best. All right. A lot of stuff that Paulie said isn't adding up. But still, we don't know. Right. So Paulie's out of shape. Okay. That's number one. And that's for a fighter like Paulie, like you got to be in shape, man. Period. Especially for Paulie's style. Right. Also, Paulie's, I mean, he's the last time Paulie was in boxing shape, he fought Egginton, okay? And he got knocked out, right? And somebody brought that up to him, and then on Twitter, he's even that fight. Like, this is why I'm doubting what Paulie's saying. Because the more shit comes out, the more, like, the evidence is against you, Paulie, okay? But even in that fight, Paulie made it seem like he was schooling Egginton until he got knocked out. Like he's like, I wouldn't fight until I got knocked out. Like, okay, Paulie, like whatever you say, dude. Like like in the Haddon fight, he was getting his ass whooped in that fight. He was getting his ass whooped. He was getting outboxed by Ricky Haddon, a dude that was just coming off a devastating knockout by Floyd Mayweather. And Paulie was, I'm sorry, and Haddon was schooling him, right? And I mean, even that fight, like till this day, Paulie just he'll say, I gotta give, Haddon credit, but he makes all these excuses and he just refuses to say he just got beat, It's he blamed McGregor. You know, let's look at the pattern of Paulie Malignaggi. Okay, first there was a Cotto fight. Now the Cotto fight, there was no way around. Like Cotto just flat out whooped his ass. Okay, like fucked up his orbital bone. I mean, Cotto just had his way with him, right? And this was still an underdeveloped Cotto too. Cotto still got better as a fighter, right? This was basically as good as Paulie got. Like Paulie never improved past that. But Cotto whooped his ass, right? So moving on. He never really complained about that one. He never really did. Now, when somebody would whoop on Cotto, like Paulie would always like accuse those people of being on steroids. Like every single time. You know, like I still remember when like Pacquiao knocked down Cotto and took some of his shots. Now, look, a lot of people speculated, right? You know, but Paulie was speculating because he was jealous, right? Because Paulie would say shit like, how did you just walk through Miguel Cotto? I hit Miguel Cotto. I was in the ring with Miguel Cotto. I took punches from Miguel Cotto. There's no way you could just walk through Miguel Cotto. Like, it's just like, Paulie, just because you could have walked through Miguel Cotto doesn't mean nobody else can, dude. All right? So there's that. And then, I don't know, did he have another L between that and the Haddon fight? I don't remember. I don't remember. The Haddon fight. The Haddon fight was embarrassing, okay? You know, Haddon was out there. Paulie was talking about how he's going to outbox Haddon, this, that, and the third. And some people speculated, okay, Paulie, with his movement and maybe stylistically is all wrong for Haddon. Haddon whooped his ass, okay? He whooped his ass. All right? He couldn't do anything. He never had a good moment against Haddon. I mean, and he just got his ass whooped, right? What did he do? He got mad because they stopped the fight. You know, like, you were getting your ass whooped, dude. Like, there was, like, he swore, and this is going to come back full circle. He swore he was fine. Like, I was good. I mean, they let me finish fighting because Miguel Cotto. You know, they let me finish fighting because Miguel Cotto. Well, why don't you let me finish this fight, huh? Well, why don't you let me finish this fight? Like, you know, shut up. Like, you had no chance to win, dude. Like, sit your ass down. Paulie's that type of dude that if he's down, like 6 rounds to nothing, he's done. He ain't going to knock you out. You know, like, he's done. Right now, let's move on. Got his ass whooped in that fight. Well, what other fight? Like, I'm trying to think here. I know he took another L, I think, in between that. But let's just jump to the Broner fight, right? Pattern. Jessica, right? Now, when Paulie won the welterweight championship, he was considered the weakest champion. Like, everybody knows this. Anytime Paulie won a championship, he was considered the weakest. Okay, like everybody wanted a shot at Paulie. All right? Like, it was like free lunch. Paulie Malignaggi, right? Didn't he, like, arguably lose that Cano fight? I remember that fight. I think some people thought Cano beat him. Like, you know, it's struggled in that fight. Let's move on. This is still Paulie, you know, still in great shape, maybe a little past his prime, but still closer to his prime, you know, and this is the Adrian Broner fight. This is years ago. The Jessica situation. But, you know, she's a side piece. You know, it's called wicked pussy. Like, shut up, bro. Like, that dude was so hurt over the Jessica thing. It ain't even funny, right? It ain't even funny how hurt he was. I mean, he just went on and on and on, okay? Now, I'll give Paulie this. He had some good one-liners. He did. Like, when he got Broner about, like, acting like Floyd and stop acting like Floyd and get your own personality and something like that. But the funniest part was when he was telling Broner he hits like a bitch. I know people that have fought you. I know people that have sparred you. You punch like a bitch. You punch like a bitch. Like, shut up, bro. Like, are we going to compare knockout ratios? Like, really? All right? Paulie stayed in single digits, okay, in knockouts in his entire career. That's insane. That is insane. All right? Like, a dude with single-digit knockouts after that many fights should not be telling anybody they hit like a bitch. All right? Moving along. So he lost that fight. That fight was close, but I had Broner winning, but it was close. That was probably the best performance in Malignaggi's career. I think he was really motivated because he was really hurt on that Jessica thing. He was very prepared for that fight. He was in great shape, right? And then it started, man. Okay? Let's fast forward to the Sean Porter fight. Now, Malignaggi was still in great shape at that time, but Porter ate that dude for lunch, man. Right? He had Paulie Malignaggi for lunch, dinner, and everything. Okay? I mean, he just ate him for lunch. It was like T-Rex versus like the pterodactyl, like in the freaking Jurassic Park movie. You know? Like, it's just, that's what it was. Like, in the end, like, rah, like, he just ate him alive and shit. And did he really say that his doctor told him he was in a car wreck? Oh, man. Oh, let's hit 7A's video over there. That he said, my doctor said I was in a car wreck. How could a man do that to me? Like, dude, his name's Sean Porter. What do you mean? Paulie Malignaggi got mauled in that fight, man. I mean, like he stole something. Like, you know, he's just like, holy shit. So he gets mauled and destroyed in that fight. And what does he do? He starts the steroid accusations. There's no way a man could do that to me. He must have been on steroids. So get the fuck out of here, all right? Shut up, Paulie. And then, of course, he got sunned by Danny Garcia. Oh, I forgot the Amir Khan fight. He got destroyed by Amir Khan, right? He just got destroyed. But like every time a fighter needed like this is the reality, man. When a fighter wanted to either make a jump to a division, or they needed like a pickup fight to get their confidence back up, or to motivate themselves, whatever it was, they always used Paulie, right? Always, like, and that's just the truth, you know. Ricky Hatton, he got knocked out by Mayweather, right? He needed to get back on, and he wanted to get his confidence back. What they do? They put him in there with Paulie Malignaggi, right? Amir Khan, he was not far off like a loss, I believe, against Prescott, and then he was, you know, was trying to get a little bit of a roll. What did they do? They put him in there with Paulie Malignaggi, right? When, you know, like I'm just saying. Like Adrian Broner, he wants to jump 2 divisions to fight for a title. Like, what did they do? They picked Paulie Malignaggi. Whatever. Like, he was always that dude that, you know. And I'm not saying, hey, that means Paulie Malignaggi was trash, but I'm just saying Paulie was never like an elite fighter, right? And even in his prime, when he was in great shape and all that, he was a good fighter, but he wasn't an elite fighter, right? He always thought he was better than what he really was. Paulie Malignaggi always thought he was better than what he really was. That's just the truth, man. Right? No, but what's that?
Actually, the general, I said earlier today at the press conference, I rise to the occasion. You give me a big moment, and I do get up for it. I rise for those occasions. I live for those moments. Sometimes.
All right, yeah. Paulie just said he rises for the occasion. He lives for the moment. All right? Well, yes. You know, you know, Paulie had some good performances here and there, but like again, once you stepped him up, right? Once you stepped him up in competition, he always got destroyed, and it was always an excuse. It was Buddy McGregor. It was too early in my career against Miguel Cotto. I wasn't quite ready yet. It was a management problem. Oh no, it was Buddy McGregor with Ricky Hatton. Oh, you know, Sean Porter was on steroids. Oh, Adrian Broner, that fucking Jessica thing. It was always something. All right, there was always something, you know. So let's talk about fighters he didn't fight that he talked shit about, right? I remember he was talking shit about Marcos Maidana. Like I was trying to find a video, but there's a video out there of where he's like, this is Paulie Malignaggi, right? You know, guys like Marcos Maidana, they don't got any boxing skills. You know, you put me in the ring with him and you won't even hit me. Like, there's some shit like that. Like, shut up, bro. Like, Marcos Maidana would eat that dude for lunch, all right? You kidding me? But fucking killed you in the ring. Always talking shit about, like, certain Paulie Malignaggi always had a bias against certain styles, okay? Ironically, that's why when he lost to certain styles that he thought were like inferior or weren't effective, you know, he got butt hurt. Like Ricky Hatton, he got butt hurt. All right, Sean Porter, he got butt hurt. Like he always gets butt hurt when doesn't go his way, and it's a guy that, he thinks he has more skills than, and doesn't, maybe they don't box the proper way, and just that's Paulie for you, right? That's always been Paulie Malignaggi. So let's fast forward to this, okay? Let's fast forward, okay? Oh, and by the way, then the Eggington fight, of course, right? The dude gets knocked out. All right, he's telling everybody that he was winning that fight. I was winning that fight until I got knocked out. Like, yeah, sure you were. Yeah, okay. You were winning until you got knocked out, I guess. I believe it was in the 8th round or something. He got knocked out by Eggington. Like, bro, once a former world champion gets knocked out by Eggington, it's a wrap, okay? I don't rate Eggington that high. I just don't. I'm keeping it real. That's when everybody kind of knew Paulie Malignaggi was done. Okay, yeah, you're done, bro. And then, of course, Paulie wasn't done, though. He had to inject himself into this whole McGregor-Mayweather thing, right? He just had to get himself involved. Paulie had to be part of the show. Paulie's been retired for a while. He's got love handles. He's out of shape, right? He's known for months that this McGregor-Mayweather fight may happen. The fight gets signed. He's talking about how maybe he should get in shape. He's looking forward to get into sparring and this, that, and the third. Right? Okay. Sure. Here's what happened. Regardless of what happened, what I believe was going through Paulie's head was the following. Paulie Malignaggi thought, right? Yeah, sure, I'm out of shape. Yeah, maybe I'm nowhere near my prime. Yeah, I haven't had a six-pack in 6-7 years, but I'm packing a love handle now. It's just not. I'm just saying. And he went to Conor McGregor's camp thinking, oh, we're just gonna work, And I think he thought, well, how hard could it be? I mean, this is an MMA guy. How hard could it possibly be, right? That's what happened. And then, Conor McGregor is in great shape. He's an active fighter. He's in his prime, right? And don't get it twisted. Conor McGregor is not your ordinary MMA fighter. He's one of the best MMA fighters in the world, right? Pound for pound. And also his specialty, right, is boxing. That's Conor McGregor's specialty. That's what, of all the disciplines in MMA, the best thing McGregor's at is boxing, right? That's what he's best at out of all the disciplines. He's better at boxing than jiu-jitsu, than wrestling, than Muay Thai, than all that. Boxing is his absolute specialty, right? So why wouldn't you take that serious? This isn't your ordinary, plotting MMA fighter, okay? So Paulie Malignaggi, if he really wanted to do some, he should have gotten in shape, right? Paulie Malignaggi should have gotten in shape. Okay, he thought he didn't even have to get in shape, and because of that, okay, it's those videos surfaced, those pictures surfaced, and that's that, right? I don't want to hear the excuses. Paulie said he could beat him with one hand behind his back. Right? So I don't want to hear, whoa, I got off a plane 24 hours before. What the fuck out of here, dude? Right? Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear, what else did he say? Well, I was in the best of shape, that's your fault, right? He obviously wasn't if you look at him, he was not in great shape. He just was not, right? So that tells me that, this is what that tells me. Regardless of your intentions, you weren't really trying to help Conor. Because if you really wanted to help Conor, you would have gotten in shape to help him be at his best. Okay, but you didn't, right? Now, if we look at the events that transpired, look how everything happened, right? First, Conor released a picture with both hands behind his back, right? Now, since then, Paulie has already admitted, yeah, Conor got the best of me. I was out of shape, but the second time I did better. I got in much better shape. I worked out during the week and on this, that, and the third, right? Well, maybe he should have worked out before the first one, but let's whatever. But Paulie retweeted that photo. I remember that. He retweeted it like it was no big deal. So why he's still bringing it up till this day, I don't know, right? Paulie returns, admits that, okay, all right, I had to get in shape, right? He admits that. And then they surprise him with, going 12 rounds. I mean, you're volunteering to be a sparring partner for somebody that's getting ready for a 12-round fight. You shouldn't be shocked if you have to go 12 rounds, bro. If you're not in shape to go 12 rounds, then you shouldn't be in a boxing training camp. You just shouldn't, right? I'm just saying that you're only asking to be humiliated. For all we know, let's give Paulie the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that Paulie was whooping on Conor outside of the 2 videos we have, right? Well, I still don't feel sorry for Paulie. I don't feel sorry for him at all, right? Every time this dude opens his mouth, things just get worse and worse for him. They just keep getting worse. No, but shut up. He's going around doing world tours, doing interviews about how he sparred Conor McGregor and talking about rating his power and talking about this, talking about that. It's when he signed a no disclose form. You think they're going to come out and say, yeah, it was good. Now, that's Paulie, whatever. I don't feel sorry for the guy. What I will say is this, right? For those that are relishing in this, in the MMA community, because in the boxing community, we're finding this shit fun. It's just hilarious, right? But MMA community, they're like celebrating this, like if it's something amazing, right? Look, if beating up on old, washed up, out of shape, love handle wearing, feather fisted Paulie Malignaggi, is giving you hopes that he's going to beat Mayweather, then hey, whatever, knock yourselves out, right? I just saw the trainer of Paulie, of Conor McGregor come out and say, hey, I want to thank Paulie because, I had some doubts, but now that he sparred Paulie, it reaffirmed to me and it gives me more confidence that Conor's able to make that proper transition. Okay. Yeah, you tell yourselves that, right? Because let's just be honest for a moment. Let's be honest for a moment, right? Even if Conor was whooping on Paulie all 12 rounds, right? let's just go that route. He was whooping on him, clowning on him, all that. The first fight, the second fight, the whole time, Paulie never had 1 second of success. And let's just assume that for a moment. There's guys that destroyed Paulie in his prime that couldn't beat Floyd Mayweather. Okay? That's just what I'm telling you. Right? That's a simple, I'm going to put it just like that for you. If you want to relish in his victory, that's great. I mean, I think, you see, I'm kind of, a lot of people don't think I am, but I'm kind of in the middle here, right? It's not that I don't respect Conor's, boxing skills. I just don't think he could beat Mayweather, okay? There's a difference between the two. There's a difference, okay? There's a difference between, because I'm dealing with 2 sides of ignorance here. One side of ignorance is boxing fans that don't think Conor McGregor throw a proper punch and stupid shit like that, okay? And then the other side of people that think, he's gonna, just destroy every boxer available at their disposal. He's gonna destroy them all. Like, let me tell you something, man, okay? Conor McGregor did not have not one, right, current world champion in his training camp. And don't tell me he couldn't afford it, All right. Don't tell me he doesn't have the money to pay that up. Like, I'm just saying. Not one. Bringing an old washed up Paulie, and that's with the benefit that he destroyed Paulie for 12 straight rounds. With that benefit. I'm just saying. Like, I know it's giving some people some hope. You know, like, oh yes, oh my God, yes, he was beating an old washed up Paulie. Fuck yeah. You know, we can all laugh at Paulie. That's fine. Let's all laugh at Paulie Malignaggi. But it ain't going to change the outcome on the 26th. The outcome's going to be the same. Sean Porter destroyed a much better version of Paulie when Paulie was actually in shape, right? And actually had a full camp, and he wasn't gassing out after 6 rounds, right? He destroyed that Paulie. He wouldn't be able to beat Mayweather. Amir Khan destroyed Paulie Malignaggi. Demolished them. Amir Khan can't beat Mayweather. Ricky Hatton destroyed Paulie. Yeah, that was his tune-up. That was his get your confidence back up fight after Mayweather knocked him out. TKO'd him. So we could put it however we want, right? You can assess it however you want. But there's a saying, and the saying is, there is levels to this. There's levels. And destroying an out-of-shape Paulie Malignaggi, okay, doesn't put you at an elite level. Okay, again, I need to say this again. No other boxer would even hire Paulie Malignaggi for their training camp, right? If they saw Paulie Malignaggi like that, they would send his ass home. Like, Paulie, get the fuck out of this gym. You're wasting our fucking time. We need work, Paulie. Like, we need somebody that takes this shit serious. What the fuck you doing over here with love handles? Get the fuck out of here. Right? We don't need no camera. We don't need somebody catching us sparring the fucking out of shape Paulie. Get the fuck out of here. Does anybody think Errol Spence would hire this Paulie Malignaggi to get ready for a Cal Brook? No. You think Mayweather would hire this Malignaggi right now? No, he wouldn't. So right now, Paulie Malignaggi is a great boxing mind. Okay, he knows his boxing is great for commentating. He needs to stick to that. But speaking of that, Paulie Malignaggi tweeted out, let them have their 36 seconds, right? Because that's all they release of the fight. We'll see the truth on the 26th or something like that. It's a house of cards. And Paulie Malignaggi needs to be removed from the Showtime crew for that fight, right? I don't want to hear Paulie Malignaggi on Saturday. There's way too much conflict of interest. He cannot be objective. He will not have the ability to be objective, all right? They need to remove Paulie Malignaggi from the telecast, all right? Remove him. Put somebody else in there. I don't want to hear from Paulie. Let me tell you why. Paulie, when, and I mean when, and not if, but when Mayweather defeats Conor McGregor, right? That's not going to be your win, Paulie, okay? You're going to have to wear that L. Those L's you got in the gym, you're going to have to wear them, right? Now, you don't win when Mayweather wins, okay? That's not the way it works. Because I'm telling you right now, as soon as that fight's over, like all Paulie's going to do, right? All he's going to do is, you see, I told everybody, Conor, the whole time instead of just calling the fight, All Paulie's going to be doing is trashing on Conor the whole time. That's all he's going to be doing. And if Conor does something good in the fight, I want an objective analyst to just call it like it is. Okay? Period. I don't need Paulie Malignaggi. Like, let's say Conor lands like a hook on Mayweather or something. No, he had that hook, but there was no leverage in there. You know, those are no power. You know, when I sparred him, he would hit me with that hook, and it didn't really hurt. Like, it's like I don't need that. I don't need that. Okay, we need someone who's going to call it down the middle, and I don't believe Paulie Malignaggi has the ability to do that. I just don't believe he has the ability to do that. And also, I don't need him to relish, okay, on the victory of Mayweather after the fight. I just don't need him to do that. Okay, I don't want to see a smirk on his face like he just proved everybody wrong when Mayweather beats McGregor. Okay, like I don't want that. I don't want any of that. You know, like you can't vicariously win through Mayweather. You know, that's not the way it works, Paulie. All right, like if you got your ass whooped in the gym and Mayweather wins, it doesn't all of a sudden make the ass whooping you got go away. Right? Like, for example, Paulie, Ricky Hatton whooped your ass. Now, Mayweather whooped Hatton's ass, but it doesn't take away the fact that he whooped your ass. Hatton did. Right? It doesn't take away that fact. So I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. That, and, you know, Paulie's too much of a fangirl for Mayweather, right? I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. I do not want Paulie Malignaggi calling the fight. I'm just like, look, I believe Mayweather is going to win. I'm pretty confident about that. Okay, Conor McGregor fans think their guy's going to win, right? Let's put our opinions to the side. Can we all agree that Paulie Malignaggi should not be calling the fight? Right? Now some may say, well, he had beef with Broner, and you know, he called the Maidana-Broner fight pretty evenly. Well, Maidana was whooping Broner's ass the whole fight. That was easy for him to be objective when like the guy you don't like is getting his ass whooped. Right? Like oh, we knocked him down. Well, there you go. You know, like, come on. But I remember, man, after the fight, Paulie Malignaggi, right? Go back and watch that fight. After the fight, he was relishing on the defeat of Broner. He was relishing on it, right? And we don't need, like, emotions to be removed from a telecast, and I do not want Paulie Malignaggi calling this fight. As much as I like Paulie as a commentator, as much as I think he's a great boxing mind, he should have never even have gone to this training camp. He should never even have gotten involved with that, okay? You can't be a commentator for a fight, but also go spar with one of the fighters, okay? You can't do that. Like, I can't even believe they allowed him to do that. But you know, and obviously we know he made a fool out of himself. But, you know, I don't think he should be calling this fight. I'm being honest. I'm being as objective as I can in saying that, right? I feel strongly about that. That's what I think. I don't think he should call this fight. I think Paulie Malignaggi should sit down. Go sit down somewhere, Paulie, right? Give him a front row ticket, right? That way, like, Paulie Malignaggi, sit your ass down. Sit down. Now watch how you beat McGregor, okay? Watch Mayweather do it. Watch. Just shut up and watch, Paulie. Stop talking. Just watch, right? Have somebody next to him, like, see, that's what you do, Paulie. First of all, you got to be in shape, Paulie. That's number one. Okay, you see how he's in shape? You got to be in shape, Paulie. That's number one. Look at Paulie Malignaggi. This guy. I've never been a real big fan of Paulie, in case you can't tell. All right, let's see, guys. I'm going to go ahead and read through some. There's a lot of comments here. I may skip some. I apologize. But I'm going to go ahead and go over some stuff here. But somebody said, Colton, what's up, bro? How's it going? Egerton, who the fuck is that guy? The dude just knocked out Paulie and retired his ass. That's who, right? According to Paulie, he was dominating the fight before he got knocked out. Like, yeah, sure you were, Paulie, right? If you go watch that fight, nobody think you were dominating that fight, bro. Right? If I'm wrong, somebody put the mobber. If I'm wrong, Paulie was saying in December, if he ever was in the ring with Conor, he would tie his hand behind his back and still win. You see? The fuck out of here. Dan the man, Paulie said it was a push down. But the way Paulie described that whole thing, it went nothing like that. Like, it was just like Paulie. Like, I remember he was talking to Ariel, and this is him. Well, it's in the ring. It's about character. That's one thing I try to judge. Character. We're all talented. But when it comes to character, that's what you need. You need character. We could all be in shape. Except me. Right now I have love handles, but characters what matters. But character. So when I was hitting him in the body, I was like, boom, boom, take those, boom, boom, take those. Yeah, take those. You're gonna have to take those. And he was wincing like a little girl. And then he got so frustrated. It was one of his worst moments. He pushed me down. Like he pushed you down when he was having the worst moment of the fight. Let me just say this: if we take Paulie's word, if that was the worst moment that Conor had in a sparring session, like right before he went down, that was one of the worst moments he had, then that's not a good look, Paulie. That's not a good look whatsoever, right? And it's very possible that Paulie was hurt, that he did get concussed. Like, I know, because Conor said he was concussed, and everybody's like, "Oh, Conor's being an asshole," or he just, he's just trying to, kick a man while he's down, and blah 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 blah, right? But maybe he was. Like, maybe he was concussed. And the reason I'm saying that is because Paulie didn't even think the Haddon fight was a good stoppage, right? I'm just saying, like, it's maybe he was. I don't know. Colton says it's going to be hilarious to watch Conor try to throw at a telegraph left uppercut on Floyd. I don't think he's going to throw a lead uppercut. That would be kind of stupid, but we'll see. The telegraphed overhand left. That left that Conor landed, right, in that sparring footage. I keep hearing people say, "Oh, Conor's so awkward," and out of all the other punches, I'm sorry to tell you guys, all the other ones were just arm punches. They don't cause any damage, right? The one that stood out was a fucking left hand. That snapped Paulie's head back. Okay, all the other ones, they don't do shit to you, right? But Paulie, credit to him. He took the punch, man. Paulie's always had a good chin. You got to give him that, right? So we don't got to trash on him 100%. He could take a punch, Paulie, right? Maybe not against Egginton, but he could take a punch. So I'll give him that. But that left from Conor is a textbook left. That's a boxing left hand, right? There's nothing awkward. It's literally it is properly thrown. But I do agree that there's levels to this, and it is a little telegraphed. Okay, the fact that Paulie couldn't see that punch coming is kind of astonishing. Kind of tells you how much his reflexes have deteriorated. Okay, a fighter like Paulie Malignaggi, who's feather-fisted, he needs those reflexes that he had in his prime. Okay, once he loses that, because that's the first thing to go. The reflexes are the first thing to go, all right? And all you have after that are your tendencies. And Paulie didn't always have the right tendencies in the ring, right? And plus, he was out of shape and exhausted as it is, and he doesn't have any power, so he can't really rely on any of that. He doesn't really have anything to keep a fighter honest, So he needs to have his reflexes at all times. And Paulie was also a fighter. If you ever watched him in his prime, he had to be on his toes all the time. His stamina was a big component of his game. So you take away Paulie's reflexes and Paulie's stamina, then what do you have? You don't have anything left. That's all the dude had. Yeah, he has his boxing skills, but you got to be able to pull the trigger. He can't, and he couldn't stop those lefts, man. I think Conor probably hit him with more lefts in that sparring session, right? Colton, going to be Harlem Globetrotter in boxing form. Floyd's just going to be clowning him so bad. I agree. Gorguruga. The knockdown was in the second spar, and he looked just as out of shape. Right. According to him, he worked out, though. He worked out. AJ10, he had the Las Vegas buffet body. That dude, man, Paulie was like, he's halfway to that mobster boss body. You know, hey, I'm telling you, man, Conor, be careful. You know, I don't know, the mobsters might be after you. You know what, Paulie? Never mind. Paulie's gonna get hit on, man. Right? The Italian mob's gonna go after Paulie, man, for making everybody look that bad. You know, like they're gonna be like, shit, you're making Italians look bad. Colton W, what level of boxer do you guys think Conor would beat? C level, says Colton. Dan, I think Colton, if Conor made a proper transition to boxing, like a proper one, who knows? Like, who fucking knows? You know, but as of right now, C, maybe some B levels here and there. It just depends on the styles, and the guys have punchy power, stuff like that. Dan the man, true, but Paulie didn't have to lie though. It was clear knockdown, and he knew he was on film, so Paulie played himself. He did. Agent 10, Paulie doesn't seem like the type of guy to admit taking an L. Yeah, he doesn't. Hypertype 0 probably came out of shape on purpose for building excuses. That's also a possibility too, right? And a lot of fighters, you know, maybe not this extreme, but they do that. You know, they come out of shape. That way, when they lose, they can say, wow, you know, I was out of shape. You know, I was in the best shape. And blah, 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 blah. Colton says, Conor was under Berto, LOL. Maybe Rob Salka would knock Paulie the fuck out. Rob Salka. What division is Rob Salka again? And then moving on. Colton. I don't think Conor's trying to win. He said himself, who wouldn't like to dance around 12 rounds for $50 million? Paulie just fought in March, says Gary Bonner. Well, first of all, that wasn't at a high level of boxing, and he got knocked out, by the way, right? So if a prospect, okay, I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe Eggington becomes the best pound-for-pound fighter 4 years from now. I don't think he will, you know, but let's say he does. But the dude's a prospect right now, right? And Paulie got knocked out. So like, I'm just saying. And even in that fight, you know, he was in boxing shape, but his body looked soft. Like, this is not a prime Malignaggi. AJ10, I would be surprised if he is, if the line is 3-1 by fight night. Man, if it's 3-1, man, straight up, I might bet Mayweather. Dan the man, yes, Paulie fought in March and got knocked the fuck out by nobody. Yep. I don't know, he got knocked the fuck out. He wasn't out, but he went down, a body shot. Again, out of shape. He wasn't in the best shape, man. That's how the body shot took him down that fight. By the way, with a body like that, like Conor couldn't put Paulie down. Like, I don't get, like, you could tell me, like, oh, 16-ounce gloves. But Paulie Malignaggi in that type of shape, with that soft-ass body, bro, like, you put him in there against, like, any top-level boxer, any boxer, active boxer, like, they would kill him to the body, man. They would send his ass home. They'll tell him, Paulie, get in his fucking shape. Stop wasting our time. Paulie got beat by a French Euro level guy. He's over the hill. Mike Mercer. Fuck Paulie, little weasel. Oh, that guy's mad. Daily Day MK. Paulie has been caught lying again on Twitter. He says it was round 12, but in the Area Hawan interview, he says it was between rounds 8 and 10. No, I think you might be right. I'm not sure, but I believe anyway. If my memory serves me right. So let me say that, okay? Before somebody calls me a liar, right? I believe that there was two clips. One was a knockdown, and one was when Conor lit him up with that left hand, right? Where Paulie really looked bad. And that's the one he said was a 12th. The knockdown was in the middle rounds. Gary Bonner, he was there to get whooped for talking shit, and that's it. Be real. I just heard from someone who watched the 2 CD sparring, and they said Paulie stopped Conor. Okay. Yeah, sure he did. Mike, if there's one thing I would never believe is Paulie stopped so-and-so. I would never believe that. Okay, you're right, B. Real. He stopped Conor from knocking him out by crying like a bitch on social media. Paulie got fucked up, not for nothing. Mike Mercier, he's been lying from start. How can he be credible now? Be real. Paulie stopped Conor, but his contract doesn't allow him to say so. Yeah, okay. Travis Snell, Conor still concussed a former 2-weight boxing champion with 16-ounce gloves and headgear, laughing my ass off. You know, that's like me saying, right? That's like me trying to relish on, like, let's say I were to say something stupid like, oh, Ray Mercer knocked out a former UFC heavyweight champion. Laughing my ass off. That's how that sounds. Okay, moving on. Be real. Nope, they said Paulie stopped Conor, but can't say so till after. Oh, I already read that shit. Man, Paulie didn't stop nobody, man. What the fuck? Where are you guys getting this shit from? Gary Bonner, he couldn't back up his mouth. Joe Lopez, 40-ounce. Who is your source about this? I believe he's talking about Paulie, like, knocking out Conor or stopping him. Like, Paulie didn't stop shit, bro. Like, the only thing he stopped was, like, on his way out the door. Like, anyway. Gary Bonner, he couldn't back up his mouth. Joe Lopez, 40-ounce. Who is your source about this? Moving on. Somebody put 0-1. That'll be Conor McGregor's record. Conor awful in the media workout. Oh, man. Yeah, he did. He doesn't like have a source. They say. Ben Omar is agreeing with HA10 about the sparring session. I mean, not the sparring, the media workout. Travis Snell, Conor wouldn't actually killed him with 8-ounce gloves and no headgear, but Paulie could beat him with a hand behind his back, though. I mean, it's. I don't think anybody really ever believed that Paulie Malignaggi was going to beat anybody with one hand behind his back. Okay. So he could barely, like, crack with both his hands. Like, anyway, dude was gasping between rounds. I believe he's talking about the workout. That was from AG10. Mike Mercier, yes, he did, because he's not moving like your usual boxers. Saying that he looked great, I guess. These charts are starting to get lit, or these chats. What's up, Cable? R1000, is there any pic of Conor's face immediately after the fight? Because Paulie looked fucked up. Be real, Conor footwork is hilarious. Isaac Sosa, Conor looked like a person who has never boxed in the media workout. Oh, wait, he has never boxed. Cable, 80 people and less than 10 likes. What's up, Cable? Yeah, you guys, make sure you put the thumbs up there. Casey Robinson, pillow hands, Paulie shouldn't have talked all that shit. All the evidence points to him getting worked. LOL. That's giving false hope to the MMA fans. Ha ha ha. Isaac Sosa, Conor punching range is about 8 inches long. All right, Be Real continues. Conor slapping Paulie. It was funny. Cable, what's going on here? Like this shit. Isaac Sosa, what's good? A longer reach if your punching range is 8 inches. I don't know if I agree with that, but RR1000, this fight with Paulie was personal for Mac. Well, here's my thing, guys, and Conor McGregor needs to start. He needs to get ready for Floyd Mayweather, right? Like settling issues with Paulie is not going to help him in that fight, right? Like this sparring session with Paulie, it's going to be old, forgotten news in a couple of months. Like, nobody's going to remember it. This Mayweather fight, they're going to remember this shit forever, right? So at the end of the day, right, they had to resort to an out of shape Paulie. Like it's like I blame Paulie mostly. It's his fault. He got lit up. Fine, but why wouldn't you like this is what dudes. This is the way they do it in boxing, right? The guy that's the actual fighter, like the one that's gonna have the fight. Okay, they'll get like three, right? All right, you box 4 rounds with them, right? You're gonna box the next 4 rounds with them, and you're gonna box the next 4 rounds with them, right? And that's it. Like that's how you do it. That's what Mayweather's doing. He's not sparring the same guy for 12 straight rounds. He's sparring someone for 4 rounds, and in the 5th round, he gets somebody fresh. Someone fresh comes in. In the 9th round, someone fresh comes in. Right? That's how. So Conor, maybe he is doing that, but you're wasting your time going 12 rounds with an out of shape boxer, a former champion. Like it's you're wasting your time. Sure, you may get satisfaction out of it. Yeah, okay, it makes your fan base feel better, but it's not helping you prepare for Mayweather. It's not helping you. It's not going to do anything. Mayweather's not going to be out of shape. Mayweather's going to be primed and ready. He's going to be at his best fight night. He ain't going to be in the beginning of camp Mayweather. It ain't out of shape Mayweather. It's an in shape Mayweather, right? Primed and ready on fight night. He ain't going to gas out after 3 rounds like Paulie did, right? I mean, these are the realities here. Like if you wanted to have Paulie test you and you know the motherfucker's out of shape, then you have him box you for 4 rounds and you get somebody else to come in the 5th, somebody fresh. And have somebody else come in the 9th round, somebody fresh. Then you really test your stamina, right? I'm just putting that out there. All right. Jose Reyes, Conor flat-footed, planting his feet. Too much. He needs to work on his footwork. Yeah. Conor's an orthodox, that's for sure. R1000. Paulie couldn't help it. This was history. Travis Snell. What did he put? Conor about to take over this entire legacy and all of boxing if he wins. But if he loses, it was expected anyway. LOL. Win for Conor. Well, actually, if he loses, he loses. That's it, actually. I'm just saying. Guruga. I like the situation, bro. It's kind of unique. Isaac Sosa. Conor might die. 826. I don't think he'll die. Okay. Brian GMM agreed. Cable. Travis Snell. True enough. That's the case. I guess he's talking about what Conor can do here. If he win, he has everything to win, nothing to lose, right? Casey Robinson, I personally think Paulie will be professional when he calls the fight. Well, maybe he will, maybe he won't. I just don't think he should be calling the fight, right? Gary Bonner, somebody's has got to go. AJ 10. Conor has 0 wins, blah, blah, blah. Okay, be real. I hope Floyd fights more MMA, guys, and take over the sport. Okay, that would be funny. Well, I don't think there's anyone else from MMA that Floyd will be able to box. Like if Floyd outboxes Conor, who the fuck are they going to bring from the UFC to outbox Floyd? You know, like, like because Conor could outbox anybody in the UFC. You know. The Mobber, Paulie needs to be in a room where his mother is at the other side saying, "No, you're not coming out of that room. You're taking lots of nonsense. You're talking lots of nonsense, son." There you go. Conor has 2 O's that can go because he's already 0-0. Brian said, Floyd is just too small. Shout out to D-Style. That's from The Truth Says. Shout out to D-Style. The Mythic, 49-1 Conor fan. Only one of Conor's O's will go. All right. Joe Kickass, 50-0 TBE. I don't know if he's the best ever, but all right. Be real. Floyd was small when he fought Diego Corrales and knocked him down 6 times. Corrales was 33-0. A great performance by Floyd. Casey Robinson, that left hit Paulie so hard he thought he dominated Conor. That's a possibility, actually. Brian JMM and become one. All right. The London Miner. All right, I don't know what you mean, bro. Isaac Sosa, 4-9-0 versus 0-0. Are you serious? Well, we got to be serious. It's happening. AJ10, Oscar De La Hoya is bigger than McGregor, and Floyd beat him. Cable, no push down at all. Sorry. Player 7, Paulie got slept. Hard truths. Well, he didn't get slept, but all right. RR1000, this guy sounds like Paulie. LOL. The truth. Hatman has done a video proving the video was spliced and edited. Yeah, well, it's definitely edited. There's no doubt about it. But, I mean, Paulie asked for it. Like, you know, he kept demanding that they release the footage. Of course you're going to release an edited version, you know? Okay, I'm going to skip through a bunch of comments, guys. I'm way behind here. I'm way behind, right? Let's see here. Conor won a box Floyd, but all he needs to land some with his brick hands on Floyd, old untouched chin, and it's over. He will crumble. All right. Casey Robinson, why are you guys making excuses for Paulie? He ain't shit. Is it comparable to Floyd? Martin VC, Conor won a box Floyd, but all he needs is to land some of his brick hands on Floyd. All right, I get it. Okay. He's going to knock him out. All right. All right, so I'm going over some comments here. Paulie has some of those old man bones, his Warren X. Conor slaps his right hand. You know, I noticed a lot of arm punches from Conor. I hope he has a little more than that, because like people saw it right when they were in the cleansing, they pop, 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 like he's throwing all those punches. Don't hurt. Like they're not gonna hurt a pro boxer, you know. But I mean, I guess it can help you win a round or something maybe, but it's just a waste of energy. Mike Mercer, people don't realize McGregor is not going in that fight as a boxer. He won't move or hit like a boxer, but as a martial artist with his own style. You know, this hypothesis that people are throwing out there, okay? This hypothesis that I keep hearing, okay? Like, oh no, like just wait for it. And I appreciate the comments, guys. I really do. But I kind of get what you guys are getting to, all right? But let me say this. The hypothesis is, well, he's not going to box like a boxer. Look, guys, I got some news for you. It's a boxing match, right? I know what you mean. Like, I know that. I know you do. But it is under Marcus of Queensberry rule, right? You may think that Conor is going to do things that have never been seen before, right? Now, even if he does, there's no guarantee it's going to work. That's number one. But I'm telling you right now, right? The theory is, well, he's going to give Mayweather looks that Mayweather's never seen before, and Mayweather won't know how to stop those punches coming from these angles. Here's the reality. The punch needs to go from point A to point B. In order to land the punch, at some point, you're going to have to get at a puncher's range. You're going to have to do that at some point. Now, you cannot, you can't just avoid that. That's unavoidable. You're going to have to get at puncher's range to throw a punch. You're going to have to do that. And your fist is going to have to travel from point A to point B, right? From point A to point B. Regardless. It doesn't matter what stance he is when they're at a distance. It doesn't matter, right? He's still going to have to get at puncher's range to land the punch. That's the only way he could hit Floyd, with a punch. Also, it's going to be a very small target. Conor has never, and let me repeat this to you. You may think, because Conor's, maybe he thinks this because he's sparring an amateur boxer and some journeyman in his training camp, okay? And out of shape Paulie Malignaggi, who can't see a fucking punch coming anymore. He may think that, and maybe that's giving him confidence. He's never in his life, never has he seen such a small target. That's a small target, Floyd, right? That's just, he's not going to give him much. With a Floyd Mayweather, you have to set up the punch. You can't just throw the punch, right? You have to set it up. No, but not Conor, right? Not Conor. He's going to do some karate shit, and Mayweather ain't going to see the punch coming. Look, if you believe that, then that's cool. Like, they're going to fight anyway. We're gonna test it out, all right? It's going to happen either way. The fight's happening, right? But there's two things. Even if it's effective early, Mayweather's going to adjust to it, right? That's number one. Number two, I don't even think it's going to work early, right? I don't even think it's going to work. The idea is we'll just come so unorthodox and from angles Mayweather's never seen before. This would make sense if we were talking about an MMA fight and you want to tell me why Mayweather's boxing will not be effective in the octagon, right? Well, the distance is different. Like all those arguments, that's where it would apply. This here, and I've heard all the arguments. No, because the boxers, they box a certain way because they've been taught that that's the correct way to box, and that's why Mayweather he's good at deflecting and blocking punches that is the biggest horseshit I have ever heard, right? Because that's simply not true, right? Now, there is a way to throw like of all the punches that I saw in that fucking footage, the only one that really stunned and really hurt Paulie was a textbook left hand, okay? A properly placed left hand. That's the only one. All the other ones, all that pity pat shit wasn't doing anything, okay? It wasn't doing anything. I'm just keeping it real with you. Yeah, I was slapping him around, but, what really stood out was that left hand, snapping his head back. That was a textbook left hand. That punch is extremely telegraphed. Floyd is going to see it coming a mile away, right? A mile away. See, I don't care how Conor looked in the workout. I don't care if he comes unorthodox or I don't care. I don't care if he switches stances. Floyd doesn't have to switch stances. It's at least he doesn't have to switch from orthodox to southpaw. He has a defense for both, right? He'll just adjust in a millisecond. He'll adjust, to whatever you bring to him. He'll adjust to it. If you honestly believe that Conor is going to just throw a left hand, and even if Mayweather blocks it, that it's going to rattle Mayweather so bad and just knock him out, like if you honestly believe that, then bless your fucking soul, right? You go out there, you believe that, and you believe it till the end, right? You don't let me stop you from believing that. Don't let me do that, right? But I'm telling you right now, right? I'm telling you, there's different ranges in boxing that Conor has not been fighting consistently at a high level. He just hasn't. Right? He has and that's the reality. That phone booth boxing, the mid-range boxing, he doesn't know any of that. So unless you believe he's just gonna be on the outside and just like explain to me, right? Explain to me how he's going to land that left hand. Explain to me how. And I mean flush. How's he going to land it? Let's see. He will pass through his defense. Believe that. With his brick hands hitting those old small arms. It would get him from all angles, everywhere, he says. Well, you see, for whatever reason, and maybe because people just don't like Mayweather, they think he's this little fragile dude. Like, you know, it's okay. Like if he was, he would have had multiple losses already, right? I think. Let me tell you this, and I want everyone who's watching this, remember when you're watching the fight, okay? Remember this. Just right now, just listen to me, right? When you're watching this fight, remember this. Conor McGregor's going to come out, okay? He's going to, I guarantee you this is how it's going to happen. Conor's going to come out, like one way or another. Mayweather's going to land a jab right in his face, okay? He's going to land a jab. And I want you to take a look at McGregor's face when that jab lands. Right? And then McGregor's going to try and set up a left hand. Right? He's going to miss the left hand. And he's going to get countered. Right? He's going to get countered. He's not going to like it. He's going to try to go for it again. He's going to get it countered in a different way. Conor's going to try throwing another punch, maybe a hook, maybe a jab of his own. He's going to get countered again. And then before you know it, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, and then all you're going to hear are the sounds of grunting, bitching, and moaning about how the fight is so boring, about Mayweather just pity-patting him around the ring. Conor isn't even throwing. What's wrong with Conor? Well, why is he just, I don't understand. This is nothing like Conor. Mayweather can't even hurt him, so why isn't he throwing? His face is going to be red. His nose will likely, his big-ass nose will be bleeding. By the mid-rounds, he'll have cuts in his faces. Probably fuck up an orbital bone. And he'll be lucky to make the distance. Right? That's how the fight's going to go. That's exactly how the fight's going to go. I'm telling you right now. And there's not a doubt in my mind that it's going to go that way. There's not 1 inch of doubt. You're going to be asking yourselves, why doesn't Conor just throw? That's what you're going to be saying. And you're not going to understand it because Mayweather's going to be right in front of him. And you're going to be like, why doesn't he just throw the left? What's he doing? Well, it's not fun when you throw something and then they counter you. You don't know how the fuck that counter happened. It's not a fun feeling. Mayweather will neutralize the left hand. He will neutralize it. All right? He's going to force Conor to fight with his lead hand. He's going to force him to use, all right, he's going to take away his primary weapon. He's going to take away the left hand. And he's going to force Conor to use his right hand. That's what he will do. At the end of the day, you can tell me all day, well, no, but that's Mayweather's defense works against traditional boxers, and it works against that. It doesn't really work against somebody that has a different approach. And approach is just another word for game plan, right? It's a shitty game plan. It's a, well, I hope I land the big one game plan. That's what it is, right? And everybody knows it. This is why, okay? Don't lie. When you saw Paulie Malignaggi get lit up, right? We saw him get lit up. This is to the Conor fans and MMA fans. Be honest. Did it make you feel good? Did it make you feel like you just like your theory, like your hypothesis has been reaffirmed? Like it confirms your belief? It makes you feel good, didn't it? It made you feel good. Well, the problem here is that when it counts, and I'm talking about fight night, against a boxer that's actually in shape, right? And actually still good, right? Not a fighter coming off a knockout victory, knockout loss just a couple months ago. And not a fighter that's coming in with fucking love handles. His reflex is clearly gone and deteriorated. We're talking about a fighter who's actually in shape, who's still good, who's still effective. That's what Conor McGregor is going to be faced with. That's what he's encountering here. And you could give me all this bullshit about, he's going to give Floyd a look that he's never seen before. Conor, you guys are talking like Conor's seen something like Floyd in front of him, right? He hasn't. And you can, look, I'm not the biggest Mayweather fan. I'm not. But you can let your hatred for Floyd cloud your judgment. You could just because you don't like the guy, just convince yourself that he's this little weakling. That when he hits somebody, it doesn't hurt. Like if you want to tell yourself that, right? You do that if it makes you feel better. All I ask is that after the fight, if Conor wins, I'll give him credit. I will. I'll be like, shit, I was wrong. I was wrong, guys. I'll say that. But when Mayweather beats McGregor, right? Then I don't want to hear, the fight, he was bought off. Somebody paid McGregor not to throw. He wasn't throwing. I saw McGregor have so many openings, he just wouldn't throw. Right? Well, why isn't he throwing? Come on, throw the right, throw the left, please, come on, McGregor. That's going to be a lot of you on fight night, too. I guarantee this. You're going to think about me in the middle of that fight. You're going to be like, oh, shit, that motherfucker DStyle. Shit. When you're hearing people around you, like all these McGregor fans you're watching the fight with, yelling like they don't understand why Conor doesn't just throw. Just throw, Conor, just throw. He's right there. He's right there. Why didn't he throw? Come on, just throw. Throw the right hand. Throw the left. He's right there. Like, right. It's gonna be a real frustrating feeling. You're gonna be like, oh my kid, he just hit him. I know that, you're gonna think about me when that happens. And you're gonna start thinking, oh man, fuck. All this bullshit that, Mr. Black over there and Schaub and fuck, man. Like it's everything they've been saying that McGregor's going to bring something different and catch Mayweather off guard. It was all bullshit. Of course it's bullshit. All right? First of all, you don't think they would have done it by now, right? You don't think there would have been like kickboxers everywhere just taking over boxing by now? Okay, if like after all these years, if it's true that, if you bring an unorthodox style, you could take out like the best boxer in the world. Come on now. We're not talking about giving somebody a hard round or two. We're talking about winning a fight. That's just the reality here. I knew this was going to happen. As soon as this fight was announced, I knew the arguments people were going to make. And I went on record and I said it. Oh, this is what they're going to say. People in the MMA community can accuse boxing fans of being biased, and they're just boxing centric. They don't give credit to the skill of the MMA fighter and how different of an approach the MMA fighter has, and blah 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 blah. Right? You're telling me the MMA community isn't biased? When every time they say things, us, it's just we have a different approach. We don't move like boxers. You don't move like boxers because you do other shit in your sport, right? Of course, you're going to have a stance that is designed for an upcoming takedown and a kick, right? Of course you are. You shitting me? And you think about me. When Mayweather lands a straight right hand, you think about DStyle, right? You think about when that right hand lands, boom! Holy shit! You think about DStyle, right? You think about me. You do that, right? You do that now. Now, we have to explore another option that no one has explored, including myself, including Conor fans, including UFC and boxing fans and all alike, and casual fans, that this is a southpaw fighting orthodox fighter, and that everybody's paying $100 a pop for this damn pay-per-view. Look how much money people paid for ringside tickets for this fight, by the way. We gotta, there's a possibility that a head clash could happen. Could you imagine a head clash happens in this fight? Could you imagine? Like first round, boom, ugly head gash. A fucking cut, and like Mayweather has a big cut over his eyebrow, and McGregor's got a big cut, and the doctor stops it. Can you imagine? I mean, there will be riots in the street of Las Vegas if that happens. I'll tell you that right now. There will be riots in the streets of everywhere, okay, if that shit happens. You know how many people are going to be calling in, I want my fucking refund if that shit happens? Nobody's been talking about that. Especially people talking about, oh, Conor could throw the Superman punch. They're claiming that punch is legal, right? Could you imagine he just like flies his head into Mayweather's head and there goes the fucking fight? Just imagine. And everyone's talking about, the unorthodox movement of Conor. Well, that kind of increases the chances of a head clash, right? He has that big ass headgear in his fucking that football mask headgear that he wears, right? Because everybody said, well, what about Conor? He doesn't have marks in his face and sparring. Well, he's wearing that big ass headgear, right? But so that doesn't happen because that's one of the reasons you wear headgear in training camp. That's responsible. But could you just imagine if these two idiots head clash, like in the first, second round? And then that's it. Like the fight's over. It's non-refundable. Those $60,000 you pay for that ticket, you idiot. Yeah, you ain't getting that money back. Those $2,000, $4,000, whatever the fuck it is for those nosebleeds, you ain't getting that money back. That $100 you spent on pay-per-view, you ain't getting that back. No, sir, you ain't getting shit back. I'm telling you guys, that's more likely to happen than Conor winning, okay? This is an orthodox fighter fighting a southpaw, right? And one of them has never had a professional boxing fight in his life, okay? He can do erratic things, and they could end up head clashing. It can happen. It's a possibility. Be prepared for that. I'm telling you. Nobody's even bringing that up. I mean, they're not going to bring that up in the promotion. They want you to buy the fight. Okay, Conor ain't going to say that. Mayweather isn't going to say that. Okay? The brown nosers in the fucking media aren't going to say that. Dana White, he wants to sell this fight too. He ain't going to say that. Showtime ain't going to say it, but I'm saying it. A head clash could happen in this fight. And then Vegas keeps all the money. That's right. Ends no contest. If you bet McGregor, they keep the money. You bet Mayweather, they keep the money. You bet McGregor by knockout, they keep the money. You bet Mayweather by knockout, they keep it. The decision, they keep the money. They keep the motherfucking money. They keep it all. But I straddled a bit. I had Conor by knockout and Mayweather by decision. Too bad. You lose 2 times. No contest. Head clash. It can happen. I'm telling you right now, it can happen. Go back and look at when Paulie gets lit up with the left hand. Before that, their heads are pretty close together. Now, they had headgear on, right? And that's another thing. Okay, that's another thing. People aren't even like with headgear on. It's not really a problem, but you start head clashing somebody. It could throw you off if they tell you, hey, stop doing that. But a head clash can happen in this fight, right? It's possible. Especially, can you imagine like Conor McGregor like moving all erratic and then he just jumps in and boom, head clash? It can happen. It is possible. Conor's court jester is in the building. I don't even know why I find that fascinating, but he said Paulie got his ass whooped. I want to shout out to the court jester of Conor McGregor. It's kind of cool. Cable. He knows for $100 million that he's taking a little loss. Who cares? But his fans have little to no concept of what exactly is a martial art. They're the ones shaking my head. Why are you guys avoiding the possibility that there's a southpaw and an orthodox? One of them has never had a pro boxing fight. And everyone is ignoring the possibility that there could be a head clash in this fight, and the fight could end early due to a head clash, and it ends no contest. I want to know what you guys would do. I want to know what. In the chat, tell me, what would you do? Are you going to call for a refund? You ain't getting a refund. I'm telling you that right now. You ain't going to get a refund. Will there be riots? Will somebody get shot? Like, I don't know, man. I'm telling you. How Hathniel Fury, like a ripped up fight fan. I can tell you that. AJ 10 put 30 seconds in, boom, head clash. Could you imagine? Somebody said, how many times does that happen? Well, it's far more likely to happen when you have an orthodox and a southpaw. And if you guys actually watch boxing, you would know that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it has happened, right? Number three, Conor McGregor is going to try some erratic things to throw Mayweather off and all this shit, right? So don't tell me it's not a possibility. What if he comes in very aggressive and boom, head clash? I see a head clash, no context, more likely than Conor winning. Me too. And they're like, oh, come on, that's not possible. It's very possible. Hell, for all we know, Conor and Floyd already talked about, hey, you're going to head clash me, and we'll just go party after that. We'll take all the money. We'll take a combined $300 million each, or a combined $300 million between both of us, go party. They'll blame each other, right? This guy, man, is fighting all erratic. What the hell is he doing? And Conor will be like, I'm just here for a fight. You know, it's so what? Let's just keep fighting like this, you know, with the head, but like. So I said, I just want views. And I don't have to talk about this to get views, bro. So. The man said, yeah, we already talked about Paulie. Anyways, guys, somebody says I'm going for Floyd for views. Actually, if you go for Conor McGregor, you're going to get a lot more views, okay? Because right now, there's this conventional wisdom is that Mayweather's going to win, right? But what people are doing is they're looking for people that provide them arguments that Conor's going to win. So if I wanted views, I would have sold myself out for AdSense, and I would have started making dumb arguments as to why Conor's going to win, right? You know, there's a lot of MMA fans having wet dreams about Conor kicking Floyd in the head and how that would be so funny and this, that, and the third, right? You know, like I get it. Like you know, that sounds like the mindset of a bunch of losers to me, right? Because they're so confident that he could beat Floyd in the boxing fight, you wouldn't bring up kicking, you wouldn't bring up MMA, you wouldn't bring up the octagon. You wouldn't bring that up. It wouldn't happen, right? So if he's getting embarrassed in there and he has to resort to throwing an illegal kick, like you might find that funny, but Conor McGregor's bank account isn't, right? He's gonna be fine. Okay, there would be a lot of damage there, even if he doesn't land it. If he just fucking throws it, right? So you know, I know you have wet dreams about that. It makes you feel good, right? That's what you want, right? Like, oh yeah, kick him. Who cares if you get disqualified? And so what? You just kick him. It would be so funny. Like, I don't know. So some of you just got issues. Okay, you got some serious issues. Okay, first of all, kicking someone when it's illegal to kick, right, is a bitch move. Okay, that's number one. If it's legal to kick, if it's a kickboxing match, knock yourself out, right? Knock yourself out. But if it's illegal to do it, what are you doing? That's like me saying, like, oh yeah, when Victor Ortiz Billy goated Mayweather with his head. Oh, that was so funny. Yeah. Like, you know, well, no, it wasn't. It was an illegal tactic. It was illegal to do it, right? It's like no different to when that one crazy ass boxer, he had lost a decision, you know, and the guy went over to shake his hand, then he sucker punched him, right? The guy, you know, that guy later on ended up like murdering like a boxing journalist and shit, but that's just not something a person does. Okay, there would be a lot of precaution. I mean, I don't think it wouldn't be the way you guys think it would be. Like you would be in the minority, like finding that funny, right? In the sports world, people that respect sports and rules and all that, when when you play basketball, football, if you do boxing, MMA, whatever it is, you abide by the rules of that sport. And if you do something outside of the boundaries, outside of the rules, or you do a cheap shot, then at the end of the day, that makes you a pussy, right? That's what that is. Conor McGregor would probably never fight again in his career. His career would be over if he did something like that. No commission in the U.S. would ever sanction him to fight again, right? And he would lose a lot of money, right? A lot. He would lose a lot of money. And you may think that it's funny and ah ha ha, and you could think whatever you want, okay? First of all, it ain't going to happen, okay? That's number one. Second of all, you know, if you're thinking about that, then you obviously can envision him beating Floyd with boxing. So, like, you know, like if, just like when Tyson bit Holyfield's ear, right? Nobody found that funny. Like, oh, he bit his ear. Oh, yeah, take that, Evander. No, people are like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck did he just do that? Right? What the fuck? So I'm just saying. Anyways, guys, thanks for everybody that joined me. Right? Somebody found the ear bite by Tyson funny. Get the fuck out of here. Now it's funny, I guess, but I mean, at the end of the day, he took the easy. It was his way out of the fight. You know. Connor's too smart to do that, and I'm going to say here, okay, and he has, it's as much as he talks shit, he has too much class to do that. Okay, he's not a dumbass. This is some of you guys. But now in a different sport, you want to see Connor do MMA shit, huh? Confused ass pussy. But in MMA, with MMA rules against mediocre boxers, that wouldn't work. Stupid idiot. To Martin MV. Anyway, I guess the point is, it's a sanctioned boxing fight, right? It's no different than, let's say they're boxing, right? Boom, jabbing, and then Floyd just kicks him in the nuts. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, well, in a real fight, you could kick in the nuts. Like, yeah, but like, it's not legal. What the fuck are you doing, right? That's how dumb you guys sound. Like, honestly, you sound fucking stupid, right? Anyway, with that said, this is DStyle here. So every time I get a real job, actually, I just have weekends off, bro. I don't work the weekends, right? I chill on the fucking weekends, right? All right. The Celtic Bruce Lee. That's what they're calling Conor McGregor. All right. It's actually a pretty good nickname, Celtic Bruce Lee. I want to give a shout out to all you guys out there, man. Even the Conor fans. It's all good. Look, I don't mind you coming on here saying Conor's going to win. It's all good. I don't care. You're entitled to your opinion. The fight's going to happen anyway. Right? The fight's going to happen anyway. 2 weeks from now. It's all good. All I ask is to keep shit respectful. Stay away from racist slurs and all that other bullshit. I don't tolerate that in this channel. Right? And all that. As far as just talking shit, it's all good. Right? Well, that's it, guys. I am out of here. Peace.